Good morning, everybody. Hello, Kendra. I'm out at the dam fishing. So you're out there fishing, not catching, is what you're saying. I try to go catching instead of fishing. Although, even if all you're doing is fishing, it's more fun than not. That's for certain. Hello, Gina. I love this one. So we have people all over the world watching this show. Let's all pray in unison. Bring it home. Amen. Yeah, so much out there. Let's see. What else can we talk about with all of this craziness happening? Oki is stable, guys, but could use the continued prayers. That's all he's asking for. Also, it is dollar day over at So. Most of that goes to others, occasionally Oki medicine, but rarely because Oki is really looking for just your prayers. Hello, Matt. Hello, Bob. Can you believe it rained in Southern California? Congratulations. I hear you. I was hoping not to hear from Mr. C today either, in a positive way. But hey, it'll still be good to talk to him, right? Turd Ferguson ads averted successfully. Well, I'll just go ahead and throw you a curve right now, then, since you have been so successful on that front, right? History is being made thanks to a new study. There is strong evidence to suggest collagen is one of the best supplements in the world to help reduce the appearance of skin aging. Researchers found the supplement helped improve the skin elasticity and hydration over 1,100 people. That's why I've been using it. Other products do not contain the same level. The 5 critically important types of collagen for bright, even, and younger looking skin, like my favorite collagen does. It combines the right types and right amounts of collagen your skin needs to help rejuvenate its elasticity. Unlock your secret to healthy aging with this amazing powder. Health with Mark Z is notorious for selling out due to their high demand. If you order now, you'll get 51% off, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Get yours while you still can by going to healthwithmarkz.com. It really is. For me, guys, skin elasticity, I'm not as vain, but I do enjoy not hurting, and collagen has been huge for me for joint stuff. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it certainly has been. Hello, Carrie. Hello, PGH. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Pickles. Hi, Pickles. Tell Gab I said hi. Poppin' Emmy. Hello, Roswell. Wait, give me that huge news again. Diamond, for you, Carrie Lake wins Arizona GOP primary in spite of, we can't even say that word. You know, Lisa, I don't know that answer because it really has. I don't know if it's K-Cress's shampoo or all the collagen products I've given a shot, but it has. The individual hair follicles. I've got fine hair, so they seem to be getting, or I shouldn't say they seem to be, they're definitely getting fatter. My hair's getting fatter, man. My belly's getting skinnier. I've started, BioTrust also has, guys, and I'll be talking about it at some point this month. They have a keto powder to push you into ketosis. Is it ketosis sooner? And I started using it to see if it works before I even suggest it. Bright sunny day somewhere. Hello, Southwest Missouri. Mods, can you see the MP word? What's the MP word? Hello, Thomas, constitutional warrior. Big eater. So blessed to be awake and watch this show play out. Over the past 3 years, I've learned more about politics, how our government works, how laundering funds to different countries, all of it. Big eater, tell you, it really is a mixed bag whether you want to give the red pill back. But no, I'm glad you took it. Glad you're here with us. Hello, Cuba, a work in progress, Harold. All of my mods in here. I just can't thank you enough. Let's see, Doodah. Let's see, happy birthday to your mom. Hey, how old's mom? Somebody. Kimi and Walter, many thanks. Mark Riggles, many thanks. Dr. Thunder, very many thanks. Looking forward to Mr. C today. First, I got to deliver mostly a nothing burger. Nothing scary, nothing bad, but it's still my job to do it, right? I am trying to find what you just commented on there, Diamond. It is, my chat is going a little quickly. Let's see. Do I believe Biden needs to be out of office before we can hope to exchange? No, I think he leaves when we get to exchange. Boy, those coffee breaks were good. Mellow Yellow. The last few years have taught me so much about our history and our world. I'm glad that I took the red pill. Most of you are. Gary, this is a very, very difficult question, guys. And I know I'm going to get some of it wrong as well. Anybody that tells you they know everything or they know all the answers, that's the first thing. You run from them. It's gotten difficult. You've got to use your own discernment. And even then, your discernment will occasionally be wrong. Wish I knew what to tell you because there's so much out there. The biggest thing I do is I wait and I don't jump into circle tell. I don't read the boards on purpose. I know you guys don't get that privilege because that is your source of news. So you end up reading them, and I get it, totally understand it. And I would if I were in your position as well. But you do wait a day or two whenever you hear something on them. You wait the day or two and then see if it passes the sniff test. Does it smell right? Mountain Mama say, go with your gut feeling. It's usually right. All right, I need to keep busy or we are not going to have Mr. C on here. So let's grab the hat so I can, for those that are just looking for the news, Nothing Burger, guys. It has been one of the most quiet 24, I shouldn't say 24, about one of the most quiet 16, 18 hours I've seen so far in this. There is a lot of expectation from bond folks for the next 3 days, including today. I will let you know if anybody indeed gets money in pocket. Hoping for a considerable larger amount of information for this evening at 7. Don't know what to tell you, though, right now, guys, because it has been very quiet. Even Iraq itself, exceptionally quiet today, going into a weekend in which they hope to seat a government. All I can say is, of course, you're tired of hearing it. Buckle up. Extremely quiet. And it's not that I haven't been able to talk to contacts. There simply has been very quiet. There's been a concerted effort again in Reno to shut everybody up. That could be part of why I am getting silence because of that effort to quiet things here at the end. Tavon from DR said that it's about to go because Kazemi has the power to call it. Kazemi, I know this may sound completely strange, but Kazemi really does. That's part of why I keep looking for it to go at any moment, MS. And he has clearly said they are going back to the pre-Gulf War rate. And it is going to be a little loud here today. They're clearing a lot across the road from where I'm staying. Oh, Havana. I buckled up so many times I've got road rash on my waist. It's always quiet before the steam, right? Strick, why not just have Mr. C on when already placed the codes? Everybody loves hearing about the history. Mr. C has enjoyed sharing the history of this event. Year end, I think it's more that it's by the time it's Friday, I've been putting up with stupidity for a week. Not you guys, but in the day job. I think that's why I'm salty by the end of the week. I'm just tired, very much looking forward to some time not answering. And for those that email on the weekend, guys, the chance of me answering or responding or even seeing one of your weekend emails is pretty slim. The overwhelming majority of them just get erased. Everybody deserves some downtime. Mine, Sunday. Don't expect anything on a Sunday. It's God's day. I've got to have the mental time to shut down. So around lunch on Saturday, I shut the email off, and I don't look at it until Sunday night or Monday. And I start picking up with Monday emails. I rarely waste my time looking at the Sunday ones. And many of you guys are well attentioned, and it just occurs to you. I just want to give you that heads up. Carla Marie, Charlotte, Lynn, Linda's. God, I have the best crew in the whole world in here. All right, I'm going to be ready for you whenever you're ready, Mr. C. Boy, is it loud out there. I hope they stop. Hopefully that helped. Jelly to you, it very much is for me. I still have to find a church that speaks English for when I'm in Puerto Rico, but my Spanish isn't that good yet. Or isn't that good again yet? How does that work? It is very rusty. All right, guys, who's Clay Clark? Sounds familiar. Oh, happy. There we go. We have the illustrious Mr. Cottrell.
Hey, good morning, Mark.
Good morning. I could have talked about just the news going on. I could have talked about the illegal alien that got charged after a captive 12-year-old escapes. He'd killed the girl's mother and her brother, and assaulted her. Illegal alien yet again. Joe Biden's border for you. Joe Rogan calling out the administration for changing definitions on recessions. It's really fun in the mainstream news.
I quite agree. It is interesting. More and more people are waking up, and I think it's fantastic. But we have a ways to go to catch up to our European brothers and sisters, France and the UK, where they're now starting to actively take a better stance against the rats. So it's pretty neat. Before we go any further, I'd like to say thank you to a few people. Walter, again, thank you very, very much. I did catch it this morning. Thank you very much. It's great to see and hear from you. Nevada Roberts, your contribution to me came at the perfect time. I really am surprised and very, very thankful. We've had a few problems again this week with a few machines going down and whatever, but thank you very much. Alan said to me, one of the great guys, great husband and wife, great, sent me a canvas with hang the rats on the canvas with Mr. C shooting a little weapon, which is really super. I thank you very much. I told him I'm gonna frame this and hang it up on the wall because it is just fantastic. And Kathy, Mrs. Handy, are you? You're on my list, absolutely. A lot of people are on my list. Good list, say it that way. I did make a comment to Alan that my bad list is going every day. So sorry about that. But anyway, thank you all. I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate the notes that come in. Thank you very much. Okay, Mark, we're ready to roll.
Everybody's chuckling at me over the Clay Clark comment. Okay. John, you have never said anything that has offended me, John. Guys, I have an exceptionally tough skin. Even my trolls, God bless them. I wish the best for them, and I can't wait for them to have their eyes open and proper compassion in their hearts. You guys don't have to worry about offending me. It just isn't going to happen. Mr. C, you're pretty much the same way. You've been through it. Your skin has gotten so thick. You're just like, everybody think what you want to think.
Well, I recall 30-some years ago that everybody thought I was absolutely nuts, and they treated me as that. I was a mental case. And although I kept telling them what was going on, they all looked at me, shook their head, and said, he's a nutcase, and asked my wife, why are you still married to him? So that was an interesting time period.
That is a good question, though.
True enough.
Oh, I did see some very interesting things, guys, and from one of the folks. Hopefully, I can find this one. Let's see, photos from the UN. This is coming from an American that's visiting family in Bosnia. Let's see. Can I figure out how to share this? Yes, it is. Anyways, the UN declares a war on dangerous conspiracy theorists. The world is not secretly manipulated by a global elite, according to the UN, and they need to have a war on this conspiracy theorist. So they've declared war on conspiracy theories, describing the rise of conspiracy thinking as worrying and dangerous, and providing the public with a toolkit to pre-bunk and debunk anybody who dares suggest that world governments are anything but completely honest and upstanding. This is like real, Mr. C. You can't even make this up, right? So, conspiracy theories have theorists have six things in common: an alleged secret plot, a group of conspirators, evidence that seems to support this theory. They're not even going to talk about the fact that the evidence is clear and real, but it seems to support their theory that the elite globalists are trying to control you, right? And they falsely suggest that nothing happens by accident, and there's no such thing as a coincidence. Of course, there's coincidences, accidents, but a lot of this control is definitely not a coincidence. And let's see. And they divide the world into good and bad. In other words, they look at, are you good? Are you bad? Some people are just down the road in the middle, and they just don't have a compass. But it's just, I just got a huge kick out of the UN with that one, Mr. C. So just so you know, they've declared war on people like you for talking the truth for the last 20 years.
That's great. I'd love to have them come here or whatever and show me their documentation about why it is not evident, and I'll show mine why it is evident.
Mm-hmm. You know, you sit there and you literally read what they write. You listen to the clips from their World Economic Forums, from the Bilderberg groups, and you watch the tape from it. And then they turn around and they tell us, boy, you people are conspiracy theorists. And they say it right out in the open, right? It's a chuckle, man. It's a chuckle.
Well, it's interesting today. 1984 is here. There's no question about it. We always thought it was a joke. I remember reading the book in high school and thinking, you know, in no way was this ever going to happen, you know, other than fiction. But here we are going through this mess where they can change the definitions of words. They can change whatever they say. You have to look at it and say, well, the reality is the opposite of what they're saying. And it's very interesting to me. But you know, as we are going through this mess, and in fact, in the last 20 years or so, I've been more, what shall we say, verbose in this stuff. And I've come out and said, okay, fine. Here's the evidence of what you guys have been doing. Here's the proof. And they don't want to look at it. They ignore it. They shut it down, whatever they can do. But that's okay. I'm going to shout as long as I can.
Now, please keep shouting. All right. So we're going to start off with all the obvious questions, Mr. C. Where are we?
Well, we are close. We're not finished because Putin is still working on the Donbass area. He's got to, the fighting has to stop over there before we can say it's ready to go, in my opinion. Because as long as they're still fighting, there's still an avenue to money launder for the rats over here. As we can tell by how many billions of dollars that they've supposedly sent over there, which they've racked up billions more in profits on the sale of the arms to the black market. And in fact, the Ukrainians keep shoving out people to be their human shields, which are now noticeable, which is against every law in the books in the Western world. But who looks at that? You know, the UN's not looking at it, obviously. So we're close. I do believe. We also do. We know now that there's third-party verification that Gitmo is very busy. There are well-known, nationally recognized people in Gitmo under the military tribunal laws, and that's just been verified. Actually, to me this morning was kind of interesting. And so it is going on. But what we're waiting for is the total implosion, which I really don't think is going to happen until either we're close to the election or after the election.
Ooh, nobody wants to hear that. Yeah, you will have just made everybody salty with that one, Mr. C.
Sorry about that. But, you know, we can't have it premature, because if you do, you're funding the bad guys. You're funding the rats to stay in power. And, even though they've dispersed the funds to the paymasters, it's still constructive receipt. And until they release the codes for a worldwide gold-backed currency, you're not going to see this happen. And I'm sorry, it's just mechanics of where things are. And we know this from Putin himself on the Moscow Agreement in August 2013, that they're going to do everything they possibly can to destroy the rats, the corporation. And just as Reagan signed off on his DD ends, that the United States was going to do everything it could on the books and off the books to destroy the Soviet Union. So it is a war, yes. It is a war against good, against evil, because these people are evil. I mean, they are the epitome definition of evil.
All right. A number of folks in the stream are commenting, what they really want is World War III. And you keep seeing, they try to push us to the brink, and calmer and more rational minds prevail. But they continue to push, and they use NATO to push it, both with Finland, you name it, attempting more in Turkey, pushing, of course, with the Ukraine. Clearly, they are pushing in hopes that they can get a World War III. Do you think we're actually going to go there?
According to the Interpol guys, no, because that was the Bush senior multiple. That was his final option. If I can't control you, if I can't own you, and you don't agree to that, I will destroy you. And destruction was a nuclear war. And why is that important? Because they believe, the rats, that they can avoid the aftermath by going into the dump tunnels. Well, as the military is cleaning out those tunnels and closing them down, that's not going to happen. But they still believe it for whatever reason. And I think they're absolutely insane, but whatever. They believe they can survive it. A World War III right now is non-survivable for anybody. And anybody with a mind that works is going to understand that, because once you release nuclear bombs, nuclear missiles, the after effect is going to kill everything. What are you going to eat? Rocks? This is crazy. But that's their last option. And I believe that's what we have to confront. We have to say, oh, really? That's what you want to do? Well, then I'll line up your family and I'll start shooting you right down the road. And that's what needs to be done. You have to call their bluff. They can't stand anybody calling their bluff. That's why they keep me.
But I'll tell you, if you really want to irritate any of that crew, you use their own words. You use their sound clips where they have said things, and you use their own words. It drives them absolutely nuts, because they cannot stand to be held liable for what they have said. Or, what would you call that, Mr. C, when you hold somebody to that level for what they've said?
It's called accountability.
There you go.
And that needs to be done. They are very, very lacking on accountability. They don't believe they have to answer. That's why Biden keeps changing and shifting. You got to be called shifty too, because accountability is not in their lexicon. They don't know accountability. Why? Because they're the elite. They don't have to account to anybody.
That's the one thing I did love about Trump. When he gave a campaign promise, he did his absolute level best to see it through, and that is a rarity. Although, in Joe Biden's defense, he said he was pretty much going to ruin and tear down America, and that's pretty much what he's accomplished to do. So, all right.
The price of that is death, Mr. Biden.
Biggest question I'm getting in here, there's a lot of chatter about the thoughts that Iraq might go solo without the rest of the gold treaty because they were frustrated with waiting. Do you think there's any chance of that? Your thoughts on that?
No, I do not. You cannot be a member of a treaty, sign on a dotted line, and support a worldwide effort issue, and then say, oh, no, I'm going to stab you in the back, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to do this without your consent. That government will be eliminated so fast it won't be funny, because they'd be isolated under the Gold Treaty. There are repercussions. There are true accountabilities for the Gold Treaty. The Golden Dragon was very emphatic about this. There will be accountability. There will be transparency. And if you go against this, you might as well just go out and shoot yourself in the desert, because that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, Hoop said, I keep saying that Iraq will follow the gold treaty. Yeah, for me, it is such a minuscule possibility that they're going to go solo because it helps hypothecate the rats. I don't think it is something we need to worry about. I'm prepared either way, but yeah. All right, I am also Mr. C, and you may find this interesting, or you may, just get a chuckle out of it. There is a whole lot of chatter going on in the Beltway region about Senate goes on vacation this evening. In other words, they are gone after today. Tomorrow officially marks the beginning of their vacation season, which means that they will be out of session and arrestable. So I am hearing too that we should be expecting a lot of interesting things over the coming days, and that's why we haven't gone yet. Take that with that, and $22 will buy you a Happy Meal at McDonald's right now, or some obscene amount because of inflation. Your thoughts on that? Any chatter for you?
For decades, we have been told that they as long as they were in session, they were not arrestable, which I think is a fallacy, especially in the last few years, because especially since Biden took over, because they have shown their true colors as a corporation. You do as we say, you don't, we're going to penalize you, or we're going to come after you. It makes no difference under the Gold Treaty protocols as to whether the corporation, Senate, and Congress are in session or not. They are arrestable at any time, which we've seen. For example, as I mentioned just a little while ago, in Gitmo, it has been confirmed that there are people that we know, that we've seen on TV, nationally known, who are there in Gitmo. Well, that's got to be some of the Congress people. I mean, who else are they going to arrest? That's got to be some of the people in the administration who have resigned or got the nasty lollipop disease, whatever. But it's interesting to me. I believe that they are culpable at any time to be taken down. Go ahead.
No, just your comment about the corporation. I mean, if we firmly believe, and there is a tremendous amount of evidence that points to exactly that a corporation took over right after the Civil War. I mean, yeah, how much of this do we take seriously? Whenever they pass anything, whenever they do anything, how much? I mean, should we even waste our time getting all butthurt and all those things over it? Because we know it's BS. Same time, if everybody keeps playing the game and recognizing their authority, then it still sticks, whether it's BS or not.
I do not get all shaken up when I hear about this build better. I think the one guy termed it correctly, build China better, which is what they're doing. This whole thing about reducing inflation bill is garbage. It's the last act of the corporation to try to seize power totally and be a dictatorship, which is crazy, but that's the way they operate. They believe that they are above it all and they can do whatever they want. And the corporation is their entity that they can effectuate change. I believe we should say screw you in more emphatic terms than that, which I would do. And I start showing my weaponry and say, okay, let's go. I believe that's what's going to happen. That's why I say we're close. I think the military is waiting for the populace to catch up to them, in that the populace overall has to understand they've been sold as slaves down the road for many decades, and in particular since Biden took over, and that the minority of communists, rats, Nazis, whatever you want to call them, they're just they want to destroy. That's all they want to do. This whole group just wants to destroy. I think it's time that we destroy them. And there's nothing. I mean, take a look at what they're doing in D.C. This is a sidelight. They're requiring every child in Washington, D.C. district to take the lollipop jab. Why? Because for the most part, they're mostly black. Secondly, it's a good way to get rid of them. That's what's going to happen, because as this stuff is in your system over the years, it will kill you. And it's amazing. This is genocide. And nobody wants to stand up and say, this is genocide.
And it's wrong. And it's largely racist. I mean,
yeah.
From a crew that is supposed to be for, not against. They are clearly it's all their policies tell us different than what they speak. All right. Do you think that the Dems would initiate a conflict of some kind to delay it, just like the 9/11 attacks, or to just deflect attention? But I mean, I know they're backed into a really rough corner, so it is very scary.
Well, I think what Nancy has done by going to Taiwan is very interesting. It's almost as if they had a script already laid out with the CCP. I will go to Taiwan. You can get all upset, and you can say it's an affront to you, and therefore that gives you the opportunity to go ahead and invade. In the meantime, she meets with the chip maker to make a deal with them. And it's interesting that also, too, what I understand, the CCP, Red China, has blockaded Taiwan from receiving sand, which is the main item when you do your disc production.
Yeah, when you're making your chips, sure. A lot of folks are starting, and I've seen only one or two here, and I know that this is a bit of a lightning rod conversation for many, because it's part of what I call the derangement syndrome. Those that can find no fault, and those that can only see fault. But the Trump thing, a lot of people are starting to get very frustrated because there hasn't been a move yet. If he's all these things, why hasn't he made that move? And I know you've expressed your frustration on occasionally. Is that should we be concerned about that or not? Because you had mentioned, hey, they're waiting for the people to catch up to the military. Of course, it concerns me because I'm watching military out there in drag, spouting just some absolute crazy BS.
Well, okay, there's a bifurcation happening in the military. That's true. The part that I was talking about are those who have the real power to command troops to shoot to kill, even Americans, if necessary. And that's true. The other ones out there are really lackeys, Millie and the rest of them, who are following in footsteps because they're afraid of what might happen to them, which, if you go back to the pre-Nazi days of Germany, you find the same thing happening. It's very interesting. With regard to Trump is an enigma to me. Yes, he stands for America. Yes, he stands for make America great again. That's super. That's fantastic. It's about time somebody did that. However, to confront the people that he knows personally who are rats takes a lot more guts, I think. And I'm not sure if he's got them yet, but he's getting there. His rhetoric is getting closer and closer to the edge. And in fact, I'm really kind of surprised. And thank God that's happening, because otherwise we'd be here forever. But I think he's going to act.
Yeah, I think he is too.
And I think there are people going to push him.
I think you're right. That rhetoric certainly has changed and gotten a lot more confident. Maybe now that he's not, stuck behind those walls in D.C., he can see what the people are actually discussing. And then Nancy,
I'd like to make another point.
You go right ahead,
Mark, if I could. There was something that came out in Charlie Kirk. I began watching Charlie Kirk's TV station on Dish, which is kind of neat. Anyway, they were mentioning about the 2020 campaign. A lot of the people involved on Trump's campaign were from D.C. Now that's a shooting. That's when you take the gun and you shoot yourself in the butt, because everybody who's run with D.C. coordinators has lost. Thornburg lost in Pennsylvania. You're doing the very same thing. Hillary did the same thing. She trusted the D.C. coordinators, and they're idiots because they only believe what the elites tell them. And so I think that was part of Trump's problem in 2020.
Yeah, he made the mistake of listening to them instead of staying true to himself. I'll agree with that one. Did anyone see the blurb on Tucker Carlson where he talked about Russia and China colluding to go to gold-backed currency to force the dollar off the world stage? Nancy said, I said to my husband, that may be the event we need to make this happen. One, God bless Tucker. He is, an island in the sea at Fox anymore, or one of the very small, more like just a little off-lying island. But he is. How far behind us is he, guys?
I did not see that, but I'll tell you, that is really refreshing. that he's able to talk about that. And I think that is a very good idea, because that really is the Moscow Agreement.
It forces the issue. I mean, and that was always, guys, I was told was always the backup plan to force this to conclusion was SIPs, was BRICS, was them going gold back with an alternative system to the SWIFT system and the fiat Federal Reserve System. I was always told that was the way they were going to hold them accountable, hold their nose to the grindstone to actually let this thing happen, because it's inevitable. And you can either jump on board and not lose everything, or you can lose everything. And I've just been surprised at how far they fought this thing. They're perfectly willing to lose everything, and I'm okay with them losing everything. I just hate that you all and I have to suffer while they do it.
But that's the way they think. I mean, the 40 days and nights I spent with Leo was just incredible, because I never dreamed of that thought process. But it was really basic. He told me on one hand, this is what we have, and if I give you anything, I have less. I thought, what? This is nuts. But it doesn't matter. He says, this is mine. This is ours, not yours. And it's a hell of a concept. This is something that you're not even taught to change it, because it's something that's way out there. But these people believe it, and they believe that they have total capability and authority to act in any way they want. And it's time to get going. Now, people may say, I misconstrue what Trump is doing or whatnot. And, hey, look, I have the right as an American to challenge anything and anybody. And if my challenging provokes somebody to an action, so be it. But it's my right to question.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's definitely my right to question, just like it's their right to question me.
Yep.
And I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm very comfortable with my own truth, just like you are, Mr. C. I mean, you've lived decades like this. Let's see. If this waits till the election on the Fed fiscal year ends September 30th, does our currency in the first basket then resort to worthless paper starting in October? Heck no.
No, not at all. They have the ability to create more digital money. I mean, so what? They've been doing this since 2008, essentially, when this thing should have gone down.
Let's see. Cindy, let's lighten up for just a minute here, Mr. C. What's Mr. C going to do after this goes? Just a huge vacation, renovate the house, get a new house. What's Mr. C going to do?
My wife asks me that a lot. She really does. There are some various things I have to do. One, I have to finish the book. Secondly, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, but secondly, I would like to have a new house, because this house is bulging at the seams. I've got so many documents, it's unreal. A vacation, no. Why? Because I'm 72. And unless I get to a med bed and live a little bit longer, I don't have that much longer to go. And it's not a good thought. There's a lot of things that have to be done between now and when I depart, or whenever that might be, because we've got to correct this mess. There are generations now who are totally brainwashed that we have to correct. And if we don't, then we're going to be right here again in just a few years, no matter what the Gold Treaty does. Because if we don't change the mentality of the young and educate them as to what the real facts are, we got a problem, a huge problem. And I can't go on a vacation because of that.
No, I see that. In other words, there's too much work to be done. I actually love that about you, Mr. C. You're not running from the firefight. You're running to it. Light on change. It does seem all the dominoes are crowding up, so it will truly happen at once when they all fall down. Not a cascade, just a big boom, and all done at once. That's kind of my thought too, Mr. C. You?
I agree. It may seem like boom, it's done, but the cascade will be cataclysmic. It will be bam, 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 which is very interesting. In fact, that's what we had talked about this with the Interpol guys. It's going to be the biggest thing that's ever happened to humankind, and it's going to happen very quickly. And we're going to be our heads are going to be spinning around trying to figure out what the heck happened as it happened. So I'm really looking forward to that, but it's incredible.
Some folks seem to be concerned that you and I are not always on the same page on timing. And that's look, that's okay. I mean, it really is,
Mark,
folks.
that may be true, but so what? I mean, we're having a great conversation. We do every Friday or Thursday. That's the fun of this. Come on. You can't have everybody in line with the same facts, the same words, the same reality. That's not life. If you don't have somebody who gives you a little challenge now and then, you're not living, man. You're just existing.
Yeah, I get it.
I enjoy this a lot.
Which is good. No, I'm always a little concerned. I mean, if you look at the fact that mainstream media, there's no contention there. They all have the same verbiage. They all have the same words. They all have the same everything. That is what should concern you. If we were all lockstep, that would mean we're not questioning anything. I just hope I'm right in it sooner than Mr. C thinks.
Well, I hope so too. But based upon my analysis, it's a little bit different. But again, you have to understand I'm a bit tainted. I lived with these guys for so many years. I'm tainted because I don't trust everything I see. So I have to really, it's like a second, third, fourth time looking at things. So that's okay. That's all right. It's just part of my lifestyle.
Yeah, Teresa says, I think we're all being given misinformation. We'll know the truth when it's over. Stop getting upset with each other. They're doing that on purpose, Teresa. They are sowing the disinformation on purpose so that they can fracture, so people get frustrated, so that we don't walk together, but we walk against each other. It's just turning the pitchfork people against the torch people. And it is so predictable. And they tell you they're going to do it, and people still go for it. They tear it out. It drives me nuts, but at the same time, what can you do? That's why I keep telling everybody, use your own discernment. Make sense out of it. It's being done on purpose, and you can either fall for it and run with it with what their hopes and desires are for you, which is complete control, or you can go your own direction and think with your own brain.
Exactly. Excuse me, Mark. M. Ford just came out with a great question. How am I going to teach the misinformed? Well, there are a couple of things that I actually got proposed to Trump in my packet that I sent to him in October 2019. And that is, I will fund infrastructure changes. I mean, real infrastructure changes, and in particular, education, if I'm allowed to. And I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of areas that I'll be allowed to get into, but primarily not for my sake, but because of my country. And that is, education must have civics, must have teach the ability to question. That's how I was taught, to question. Not to take everything that I see and read as real, as being the truth. I question everything.
Memorize whatever the state tells you, and that is all you need to know. That is the goal of our present education system. They're going to make you good little soldiers for the state, not individuals. That is such a scary, scary thought. I'm supposed to ask you if you know anything about Regulation Z exemption for mortgages. I have no clue what they're referring to, Mr. C. Any idea?
Actually, I do not. I have not. I've seen that question before, but I have not had a chance to dive into it. And I'm sorry, but I'll look into it for the next time.
All right. I love that so many people, they continue to wake up and they see where the mainstream media has been lying to them. I mean, I've got some really great ones that I'd love to deep dive into, from New York Times, Axios, where it really must. I mean, how comfortable would you be waking up and realizing just what a sycophant you are, what a propagandist you are for the overbearing state? I mean, I don't understand how they call themselves journalists. I don't understand how they look in the mirror and call themselves human beings anymore. It's just that rough. It's going to be so much fun trolling them over the coming weeks.
I think the journalism schools have changed what they call journalist. And I think that's the problem. They're not journalists anymore. They're propaganda artists. They're Goebbels 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever version you want to look at. They're nothing but stating that the philosophy of the insurrectionist, of those who want to destroy. You know, in the turn of the century, there was a real cult around the world, and I forget the actual term for them, but they were nothing but insurrectionists and bomb throwers. You just had to make changes. And I forget the term that they used, but it was kind of interesting. But I think that's what these people are right now. They're throwing everything they possibly can, including the kitchen sink and the bathrooms, whatever, to the wall to try to destroy what we have.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say they're even throwing the dirty toilet and outhouse at it.
Yeah, they are. They're so driven to destroy, but they've got nothing to destroy for. There's no change that they want to make other than they're in control. There's nothing else.
Action Z just gave us some background. Regulation Z restricts how loan originators can be paid and prohibits steering borrowers to loans that would result in more compensation for the lender. Credit card issuers, meanwhile, must provide information about interest rates and fees before a consumer opens a new credit card. All right, just from the surface, not having dove into all the extra crap they probably snuck in there, it sounds good to me.
That's like insider trading. You know, I know you got a loan, I'll throw it this way, and I'll get paid on the backside. That's like insider trading.
Linda asking, going on vacation 8/10 through 8/24, should I take currency with me? You can always set, if let's say it does go, and, you know, I think it will, Mr. C, maybe not, who knows? Because nobody knows the exact timing, guys, and that is one of the biggest things to remember. Nobody knows the exact timing, and that's on purpose. I would not take my currency. I'd take 1 or 2 notes with me. If it goes, it's totally worth cutting that vacation short, going pick up your currency and doing your exchange. But I would not live my life on hold while I wait for this event. You got to keep living.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I quite agree. The question that is interesting to me is, if you take your currency and you go on vacation, if you go outside the United States, that can be confiscated, you know, because that's bearable an issue. I mean, currency is bearer. Anybody who has control of it owns it. Secondly, you know, do you really want to take your currency and expose it to people, especially today, where they can rob you at gunpoint and have no accountability or consequences? I don't think it's a wise move.
No, I don't. And just ask Brent Johnson. I mean, he just lost all of his currency, years worth of saving and piling away currency, because it was he tried to bring it back when he came to the U.S. from the Cook Islands, and it was taken from him. And that is the risk you take. And I just would not risk that personally. I would leave it right where it's at, where you know it is safe.
I agree.
That's my thought. I mean, I take a single dong note with me because it's just stuck in there with everything else. They never check, boom. But, you know, I would lose $5 or $6. Not my life full of dreams and the last, 15 years of hell that we've all been through.
Yep.
Have you seen any other fun questions, Mr. C?
Not at the moment.
Susan, just the obvious question, Mr. C, are all the military white hats?
I'm sorry, are all the military white hats? I would say that's probably not true. It depends on the colonels. We relate to the colonels because that's generally around the world. That's who runs the what shall we say, the cadre of military. I don't know. It's actually a good question. Those that I talk to are the grunts, those that come in with information and whatnot, and those in the intel field who are post-military right now. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. There's a couple of these I don't know the answer to. C. Taylor, rumors suggest that there's needs to clean out operations in Taiwan, similar to what's going on in the Ukraine first. Do you think that's going to occur before? Can it occur after, during? Any thoughts on that one?
Well, we do know there are some dirty rats, quote unquote, in Taiwan because they're the ones who funded the Clintons because they committed treason. If you look at, I find it fascinating. If you look at the propaganda right now on the China South Seas, you see aircraft that look like they're American aircraft. Well, gee, how did that happen? Well, under the Clinton administration, they allowed Boeing et al. To manufacture in China. And you know what happens in China? They steal the designs and then they do their own thing, and then they come back with a replica. It's almost like Cloneville. China's Cloneville for American weaponry. So it's for South China Sea battle, we're going to see American made versus China made, which is really American design. It's crazy, but Taiwan, there are some rats over there that have to be changed, or have to be taken out. But I would primarily say that is a Taiwanese problem, because remember, the Chiang Kai-shek generals are still over there. Their families are still in power, and I think that's what's going to happen.
All right. Family Man just said, I hate to give another red pill here. I'm pretty sure DeSantis is just part of the same old deep state stuff as Bush, Clinton, Obama. When you look at background connections, whatever, a lot of conjecture over there. And I will admit to having mixed emotions on that one as well. But I do know one thing, guys. History is going to tell us, so I'm not too worried about it at this point. I'm just going to keep my eyes on it, man. But I'm keeping my eyes on all of you guys.
Well, I've got a comment about that one because it's very interesting. You can be labeled by association. That doesn't mean that's who you are. For example, I'm always being told that I used to work for Bush Sr., therefore, how can I be telling him that he's a rat? How can I be telling anybody that Bush Sr. is a rat and the rest of them? Because I never worked for him. I may have worked with his people, but I never took a dime, never got a dime, never asked for a dime. Much to the chagrin and very upsetness of my wife, because we spent a lot of money on this stuff. But, I think DeSantis is calling the shots as DeSantis. I don't think he gives a damn about his connections or what the past has been done, what he dealt with in the past. He may have colluded with them for all we know. But I'll tell you right now, he's kicking ass, and he's kicking ass well. And I think the man deserves credit for what he's doing.
I'm going to give him credit for what he's doing. He's done there's a couple of pieces of legislation that got across his desk that I am very unsure of, but for the most part, he's impressed me. We'll wait. We'll see. I'm going to hold all of them responsible, in any way that I can, realistically. I can scream. Don't have much more power than that at this point.
Mookie, I'm sorry. I can't drop a dime on anybody. I don't know names.
I can't wait until we do, though. Woo, it's going to be fun. Let's see. I'm looking for anything more fun. Psychopath Rose says, I love having him as our governor. States from 10th Amendment is a powerful thing. No, states are a powerful thing. And we need more governors that understand their constitutional responsibilities and just what that means when we talk about states' rights. It's up to that governor to make certain that the rights of the citizens in that state are not infringed.
I agree.
Let's see, DQW key. I'm just looking for any fun stuff. If you find one, you just dive right in, Mr. C. Don't wait on me. I do have a lot of people, though, because we were forced to remove many old videos, unfortunately. So we're going to have to do a new one on how Mr. C became the Codeman. So we may possibly do that one as a recorded one, Mr. C, so we don't have lots of questions interrupting. But that is something we need to work on if you're up for it.
I agree with that. It's kind of interesting. I started a book some time ago, and I had a long title for it and all that. But I've come to conclude this: it's going to be the Codeman's memoirs.
I like it. As Sandy said, please record that one. I mean, we can certainly do it as a live and just make it, what we do next week, instead of answering questions, really dive into that history. What led you to where you're at, where Leo Wanta, where Bill Bonnie, where everybody fits into this thing in your world. Or, just focus on just how you became Codeman, any of those. And you can decide. We can certainly do it live during a normal one, or we can record it at a separate time. It is totally up to you and your preference.
I don't mind doing it live. It's it is so rote in my head that it doesn't matter whether we're live, recorded, or whatever. I just know this stuff because I've gone through it, and I've actually gone through the over 30,000 pages that I have of documents and notes. It's there, so it doesn't matter. Whichever call you want to make.
I am traveling next Friday morning, so what are your thoughts? You want to pick a day next week and we do it live and have that conversation? That way you can prepare for it?
Hang on a second. Let me grab my calendar. I think I'm available. I don't think I have a problem. We could do it on Thursday.
All right.
And we could go through that. That'd be fine. We're adding to the story every day, as it turns out, because we are going to be initiating a court action against some very powerful institutions for securities problems, and it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Thursday would be great. Go for it.
That sounds awesome to me. I am getting that repeated question over and over and over. So are all the 200 and whatever countries gold back now?
Now? No. They will not be gold back until they release the codes to me. Once I put the codes in with the team here, I'll put the codes in to the Republic Treasury, probably in Reno, and that unlocks the locks that the Golden Dragon has placed on the gold, the bullion, and then that allows the new Treasury to release those gold bullions around the world to the recipients, the various countries that have signed on to the gold treaty, and it releases them for a gold-backed currency. But until they come see me, nobody's getting gold-backed currency, and nobody's getting released.
So what happens if my governor's a huge liberal? Will he be rounded up or cause more delays? He's about the size of hey, your governor in Illinois is not the size of 5 rats. He's like pretty much the king of rats. That's unreal.
Illinois is a very interesting situation. If you go back to the turn of the century and beyond, the Russians made a very big impact when they migrated from Germany and Western Soviet. Well, it was Russia at that time. Some very interesting things that occurred, and I'll talk about them in my book. But the stealing of the Continental Bank of Illinois, the $17 trillion that mysteriously went to Senior, the funding of a fight against Senior, the Russian operations of financial systems inside the U.S., inside Chicago during World War II. It's very, very interesting. The trust, quote unquote, the trust, and how it worked, and it's centered on Chicagoans in particular. Very, very interesting stuff. But Illinois has got a long history of being closely associated with the rats.
Yeah, for me, it's always interesting because in all of our law classes, I went to school for economics, political science, or pre-law. All of it. Cook County, Illinois, got used over and over, and of course, Richard Daley there got used over and over and over as examples of corruption in the judicial system and in local politics. It was the textbook example of corrupt politics. And we studied it in depth, and it is still there and still entrenched. It's just nuts what you guys live with in Illinois. And man, what an amazing state. Chicago, one of my favorite cities, and just some great people. But the corruption is just so entrenched. I'm trying to see. Oh, we've got 10:59 already. If you want to stick around, the gurus are going to pop in for just a little bit here at the end and answer some questions, Mr. C.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have much to contribute with that, but okay. Anyway, well, that's fine. You should ask them to come aboard. I thank you for the opportunity, and hopefully I didn't mess up too many people's thoughts and whatever. But I think we're close, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope they show up tonight or tomorrow, which would be fantastic, because this is getting to be one hell of a fight, and I'm getting older and I'm getting tired quicker.
No, I definitely get that, and that of course helps make you saltier because you don't have time for the BS and the niceties. You know, you got to move now, and that's something I very much appreciate.
Super.
All right, Mr. C, take care, and we'll see you Thursday.
You got it. Take care. Bye now.
All right, guys, the illustrious Mr. C. Let's talk about birthdays, guys. We know we got Jaden. Who else do we have on birthdays before they pop in? For those that would like to talk CBD and hang about. Yeah, I'd be surprised if we have normal elections in November. I think we're going to be done before then, personally. Cooper's still there, Deborah, and he is about as deep state as they get, in my opinion. And yes, I'm allowed to have an opinion. Oh, it's unredacted. Jaden's birthday today, and he watches you every day. Please mention him when you sing. Absolutely. We will mention Jaden. Heck, at this point, it may be only Jaden doing the birthday thing. Are we going to change Mr. C's name to Mr. Salty? Of course, that'll confuse people with salty toes. They'll start thinking they're a couple, and they're not. But Andy's 40. Kat, that is great. Andrew, or do we call him Andy? We're going to call him Andy. Yeah, stay high vibe. Keep helping others, guys. No matter what happens, keep helping others. Always be the hand up, not the hand out. All right, we're doing the birthday. Ken, 64 years young. I just want to make certain, guys, if I don't acknowledge the birthday, you guys please acknowledge it and post for somebody having one. Sarah, I'm praying your birthday is indeed notification day, and I'll be here. Becky's is tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow, Becky. A lot of you guys, Michelle's is tomorrow. Let's see, Justin's birthday today, big 18. Welcome to the crap show where you're not adult enough to make your own decisions, but you're adult enough to be responsible for those decisions. Tin Hat Granny's mom's birthday today, big 86. See, everybody's even sending hugs to Jaden for you. All right, you birthday people. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And Ken and Jaden, sorry you got called darlings. All right, now I'm ready. Oh, let's see. My Sil Sharon, 68. Oh, it's sister-in-law. Now I'm ready for you. Soon as you are ready. Soon as you are ready. There we go. Matthew.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to have to turn the computer off here. Hold on one second. Give me a second. Hold on a second. I got to turn it off. Oh, boy. There we go.
That was too funny. I got to hear the Matthew.
Yeah. You hear yourself in the background. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Lucas should be calling in here in just a second. So,
yeah, I love it.
Lucas, he's got a big party going at his house. He's got a ton of people staying there. So.
Oh, do we need to keep him fair? Oh, no, there he is. Lucas, does this mean we got to be gentle on you since you got like a whole house full?
Yeah. It's I'm actually had to drive to the shop real quick, but yeah, we got. I think there's 21 of us in the house together for the next 4 or 5 days.
Wow, are you going to be able to do tomorrow, or do we need to reschedule our normal hangout time?
I wouldn't miss you for the world.
Boy, you say the sweetest things. You're still not my type, but you say the sweetest things.
I'm going to still keep working on you.
Oh man. Hey, I appreciate that. Anyways, all right, Matt. Do we still have you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to you guys. Everything's cool. Hey, this is Matt with the CBD Gurus. Am I coming in all right? You can hear me good?
Oh, absolutely. No, you're coming in. You're coming in clear.
Oh, good deal. All right. Yeah. So, hey, everybody, this is Matt with the CBDGurus.com. And when you go into order, you just get into MZ Wholesale and you put in lowercase KRAM CBD. And yeah, if you see other wholesalers in there, don't worry about it. They all go to Mark's deal anyway. So, and Mark's the linchpin of everything on for the wholesale buying for sure. Well, for all the buying.
Oh, you guys created it. Was your idea because you were part of the community and said, "Hey, we can save them money. Do you mind?" And I was like, "Man, that is awesome."
Yeah, for sure. But I will tell you one thing. Here's a good deal we got today because I didn't get to listen to everything you guys were saying there, but I'm going to go back and listen to the replay for sure. It just said I had so much going on this morning with Lucas and the local guys. The local deal around here, everything's going cool and everything, but it's just got real busy here because they changed a couple things, but not bad. It's really, really good. I mean, in fact, yeah, it sounds like we're going to be in one of the biggest liquor distributors in town here, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Into the liquor stores. And then Lucas was telling me about a new product he's designing, but we don't even want to talk about that because
come on. Let me tell him a little bit.
Okay.
Let me tell him a little bit.
Okay, let me do the specials first, Lucas, and then you can tell them about it. Because for around here, and just what happened yesterday with the distributors, it's going to be pretty cool. But okay, so everybody, we always come up with new specials on Saturday, but just for today and just to celebrate Friday, if you get $100 or more in the wholesale, you get the immunity and a 30 count of that. That's free. That's a $30 value. And also you get a bag of the 12 count, 10 milligram Delta-8 gummies. And that's a pretty good deal. Plus you get the 20,000 dog. And so you get three different things here today. And let's see, on special today, we've got immunity. We've got pain cream. We've got brain support, Miracle Gold, CBG gummies.
Do they get that those immunity pills?
Yeah, you get them free at $100, and plus you get the Delta-8 gummies free too, the 12 count, pack, and plus you get the dong at $100 or more. Is that what you meant, Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get. I know I'm just kind of rolling here, but I don't know. I've just been up with it, just really rocking here today. And then we got the weight loss down there on special. We got the what the hell are they here? The super full spectrum gummies, 10 counts. And then we got the sleep stuff, sleep gummies, and then we got the dark chocolate, 250 milligram there. And yeah, if you want some chocolate, you might as well buy it because we'll probably be taking it off here pretty soon. It's just getting too darn hot out, to send it out there. But yeah, take it away, Lucas. And Mark, do you like those Delta? Hey, did you get your load of gummies? Right, Mark?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes. Ree's confused by your marketing. When you say buy one, get one free, guys, that means they're pricing it for both of them, not buy one. Anyways, it's already figured in the price. In other words, if it's normally, or do you want to handle this one, Matt?
Yeah, we're buy one, get one free. I'm not sure what they're talking about there because we don't have that,
But when they've done it before, basically they're giving you two for the price of one. They're not saying, hey, in other words, if something's normally, let's say $30, what they're doing is they're putting the price tag on. You get two of them for $30, not if you order this two of them, then you get four of them. But I have to come up with a better way of describing it. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. You've done that in the past.
Yeah, we haven't had 2 for 1 on anything for probably over, I want to say 7 months, And so, but yeah, we've got the price down there. It's at least half of probably what, other people are charging, maybe a third. But yeah, so just go in there and hit the specials and weekly specials, and you'll see what's out there. Just kind of read it, and then if you've never tried Delta 8 or Delta 9, and the Delta 9 is the super full gummies, just go slow on them. They're not. They got a little bit of THC in there, and if you take too much during the day, it might slow you down a little bit there.
And if you do, just take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also know, guys, that people have taken a gummy and they're like, I waited 10 minutes and I didn't feel anything, so I took another one. And then I waited another 10 minutes and took another one. And then, in 45 minutes, I couldn't see straight, and I ate 4 pizzas by myself and had no idea what happened. And so just know that it takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to kick in. So just give yourself that time. Like, take one, and then in an hour, you're like, okay, I want another one. That's fine. Do not just keep popping these things like Skittles for 30 minutes, and then just be like, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't work. And then you call Kevin, and you're like, hey, Kevin, I just ate 8 of your full spectrum, super full spec gummies, and I don't feel a darn thing. Because I'll tell you what Kevin's going to say. All he's going to say is, just wait. And, that's all you can say at that point.
Yeah, speaking of Kevin, does he not love me anymore? I noticed he wasn't here last week. He's not here this week. I mean, I'm starting to feel like an, ugly redheaded stepchild. Nothing against you ugly redheaded stepchildren out there, but all right.
Yeah, well, you know what, Kevin? He's been a little busy lately. He's got a new gal, oh boy, been busy, keeping old Kevy busy there. But you know what? He's still single, girls out there. So if you need any,
he's a family man that makes good money. So I mean, if you're just looking for a fun guy, trust me, Lucas and Matt and I would like to pawn him off on somebody so he's happier.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, we really need to be like, hey, you order so much,
you get a Kevin.
Your name thrown into a hat, and once a month you get to go on a date with Kevin.
Yeah, I don't think some of these guys want that. I mean,
well, hey, let me think here. No, that would be for the gals, perfect. Yep, Kevin. Woo. Baby. No boy. So anyways, hey Lucas, is there any questions, Mark, for Lucas?
No, I just do want to qualify, guys. I do like redheads. It's just too funny not to take that low hanging fruit there. Questions, guys. I did have a number of people that it's still. We need a place where they can go to find out the difference between Delta 8, Delta 9, full spectrum, what all those terms mean. Any idea when you can possibly have some kind of Q&A put together, maybe, just to help ease up the load?
Ooh. You know what, Mark? I think what we should do is, what I can do, how about I put together just a basic 1 or 2 page informational guide as to what these different terms mean, and kind of the effects. And what we'll do is I will send that to Matt. And when you guys do an order, even if you place a small teeny tiny order, he'll throw that in there so that not only will you have your products, but you also have the information, for the next time, or just to have the information. And that way just Matt can throw that in with every order, and then you can have a paper copy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I would also consider putting it up on my website. I know that it could be dangerous for you guys to put up. It's just the world we live in, guys. It's absolutely asinine, the laws they put together, because they want to make certain they protect the pharmaceutical industry. But it's probably be safe for me to put up and just put the proper disclosures on website as well. That way people could read it before they go to your site and order, so that they have a better idea of what they're ordering and why. But I love the idea of putting it. I love the idea of a paper copy going in with the deliveries. That is so common sense.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll get that in there. Sometimes we send out different paper copies of different things, like the Delta 8 50 milligram gummies. We always send like this little warning paper to only start out with maybe a half or a third of those, so the people don't go overboard, you know, because they look little, but they're powerful, you know. So
somebody's horse has gotten used to the CBD. A lot of folks asking, and Matt, I think, just touched on that one. We're getting lulls and heats in just the summer. Probably not going to offer the chocolate again is what I'm hearing from Matt until it cools down nationwide. Matt, is that what I'm understanding to be correct?
Yeah, we still got it in there, but if you want to order it, just order it now, because we'll probably, it gets to be a real hassle in the heat, you know. It just does. It's hard.
Yeah, they have to go to a special packaging and put little ice packs in it, and it doesn't make much sense to ship it in the summer. But so many people were asking. I'm glad you did it, because I love the chocolate, but I will start stocking up in the colder months.
Yeah, and you throw those in the freezer, you take them out, they're just fine. They'll in fact, I've even freezed chocolates for myself for over a year sometimes. It doesn't affect them at all, you know, as long as they're wrapped up.
Yeah, it's just hard right now, because even with putting the cooling packs in there to ship it, the problem is like, let's say you're at work and they get delivered at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, heck, it's gotten to 115 degrees, and it's just been sitting out in the sun on your porch, for 8-9 hours. And so those ice packs don't really do that much when you kind of put it in those conditions.
Yeah, and that's how you get ants. I love this one. Calvin wants to know if any of us have a non-lollipopped sister. I do happen to have I've got two sisters. One single. She's a little older than I am, so any of you big currency holders, if you're super super nice, I mean, you got to be to get to join my family. One heck of a sense of humor. And she would probably interview you. How about you guys?
Ooh, interview process is the way to go.
The website is thecbdgurus.com. Thecbdgurus.com is their website.
Yeah, I don't have a non-lollipop sister myself. I mean, I don't know. They're too damn old anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
Are they old spinsters or are they married? Where did the whole thing? Where did the spinster term come from?
Spinster? I don't know. It doesn't sound very good though.
No.
I mean, yeah. When I think of what that sister deal, I think of my sisters growing up in a family when we were kids, and now we're older, and I mean, hell, they're in their 70s, I mean, it's like, good Lord. I mean, I used to know them when they were just like kids, teenagers and stuff, I know them now and everything too, but it's not the same, so sisters, yeah, I guess you should ask if we got any old maids for you or something. No, I'm just kidding. And my sisters, if they heard me right now, they'd kill me. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Hopefully everybody can still hear me. There's a tremendous amount of noise as they are doing all kinds of heavy equipment work near me. If it gets too much, guys, we'll have to go longer tomorrow and shorter today. Matt is funny.
You're coming in perfect.
Good. Spinflax Silver Club. Somebody had asked that same question on Alzheimer's. MJ, there is an overwhelming amount of research, and you can look up your own that talks about the Delta 9 or the having the THC content in there to make CBD more effective for it. You can find on YouTube scientific study after scientific study. I'm not a doctor, but if all you do, it would punch in THC and Alzheimer's, THC and dementia, cannabis and dementia, you're going to get that. So I would look for any of the products that are super full spectrum. You guys' thoughts, Lucas?
Yeah, especially with that. The two products are going to be the highest. And it's not just, the thing is, you go out there and you're like, okay, I can do full spectrum. Well, they're not all created equally, right? So especially with that, and some other variations, you're going to want high THC concentrations. So if you do, the two products are going to be the highest concentration in Delta 9 THC. is going to be the 14,000 milligram full spec, as well as the super full spec gummies. But yeah, definitely, just because it says a full spectrum on it does not necessarily indicate that it's going to have high concentrations of THC. And for that, the Delta 9 THC, you got to have high concentrations of.
Yeah, it's just and guys, if you have any questions or doubts, don't hesitate to ask your doctor. That it should always be your go-to. Of course, I would search out a doctor that is open-minded and thoughtful instead of one of these closed-minded Neanderthals that only issues a script for whoever's giving them the biggest kickback right now on their pharmaceuticals. And there are websites you can go to find out just how much they get in the way of kickbacks from the pharmaceutical industry, like per doctor. It's crazy. All right, Matt asked a question. My wife's been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. What can I get for her?
I would say the Miracle Gold 3000. I get people all the time telling me how good it does with their arthritis. So you tell them what's in it, Lucas, because I know it works, but I don't know the technicalities. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Miracle Gold is a good anti-inflammatory, mostly because of the antimicrobial effects of it. But I don't know, like, it just really depends on how bad it is and where it's at. Like, for topicals, it depends what you like on your hand, but the pain cream, I think would definitely suit you very, very well. I think the pain cream on your hands, and then also for ingestible, I think the Miracle Gold, along with like a super full spectrum, like the 14,000. So you're going to both get the black seed, the CBG, and really importantly, the THC as well, because I'm sure you have a lot of pain. Like the inflammation is going to be taken down by the Miracle Gold. But the pain is definitely going to be really consumed by the 14,000 full spec. So, or the full spec gummy, just really depends on really the level of pain and kind of what you're going through. But those three products used in some conjunction together is going to be really good for that.
Makes sense.
I'm going to tell you, I just want to tell you a personal thing on here, okay? So, I played football for, 12 years pretty hard, and my fingers were always getting smashed and the thumb broke, I don't know how many times, 3 or 4 times, my hands were just beat to hell. And the last 5 years I've been using cream and lotions all the time. When I'm sitting at the desk, a lot of times I'm talking to people, I just sit there and doing nothing, so I just grab it and start rubbing it on. And I truly, and I'm not advocating it, but I know that I get sometimes at least 500 milligrams of CBD daily. Some days I don't get that much, but some days I really pour it on. Like yesterday, I think I rubbed on 3 ounces of lotion on my knees and my hands yesterday while I was sitting around talking to people because my knees were a little hurting, And if anybody, truly, I got knocked out so many damn times when I was a kid growing up. Going off my bike, playing football, doing this. I literally got knocked out cold, I think 8 times, where I was laying there knocked out. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many concussions I had, but I don't have any Alzheimer's. I'm doing great. And Lucas will even vouch for it. I'm pretty damn smart. So.
You're a solid 3 out of 10.
I was waiting for it.
I'm just kidding with you.
Oh, God, I hit my head so many times. I'm surprised it didn't cave in. Truthfully.
All right. I love this comment from Kim Marie. I want to thank Matt and Lucas for your help with gummies. My mom just passed last week. It was your gummies that was there for pain when we couldn't get but half a Tylenol 3 a day for a stage 4 person. Do you know how many similar stories where, yes, they've passed. No, you didn't save their life. But you gave them a functionality. You gave them a relief in those days. I've had so many that were going through that, entirely too many from our community that have sent me similar things. So I really appreciate that. And you guys should feel good about that. You're giving people in their end days quality of life when the medical system is ignoring them. Yeah, I never understood that, why they deny pain medicine to people that are terminal. I mean, they're going to die.
Exactly. And Lucas, tell them about the new product you're designing right now that we were talking about this morning that would really help these people with pain just like instantly. That shot deal. Tell them about it.
Well, and that's the thing. So, Mark, as you know, like with oil, it takes your body a little bit of time to process. Usually, you know, the felt effects are 40 minutes to an hour. And so it's a lot more labor intensive, a little bit more money. But Matt's like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even want to make really any profit on it at all. I just want to get it out there. I'm like, okay, like, if you're sure you want to go down this route. So we are going to nano solubilize a bunch of our full spectrum. And so it's going to be like a 2-ounce shot. And it's going to have 5 milligrams of THC. It's going to have 25 milligrams CBD. I mean, there's going to be close to 40 milligrams total cannabinoids. But the felt effect of the 5, like, so if you're in a lot of pain, the 5 milligram nano, it's going to go instantly. So you're going to have the effects literally within 4 to 8 minutes. So the effect, and I think that's what a lot of people are like, man, I love taking the gummies, but man, I'd love to have something that really, you know, gives me the felt effect like immediately. And so that's going to be coming here very, very shortly. That product. So we're kind of excited to release it. You know, I've been working on it for months. So it's about time to finally get it done. I just need Matt to spool up the label, and we'll be ready to go. Okay.
That'll be a good product.
Yeah, right. You know, I'm reading some folks' comments. Danny is asking, my blood pressure has skyrocketed. What you got? And I mean, first thing I'm going to tell you, cardio for life. But how about you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of like. I don't. I probably wouldn't really touch that because there's a lot of other factors that come into play.
Yeah, is it hypertension? Is it your nerves?
The medication that you're on, but like I have no idea, you know, your body type, your, you know, your family history. And that's why, you know, having a good family physician that knows you, that knows your family history, that knows kind of how your body is and what it can take is going to be able to direct you really, really well. You know, it's taken me, hey guys, it's taken me a long time to find a family physician that is not only a great physician, but is also you know, really good at looking at homeopathic ways, especially through cannabis, you know, that can help you guys out, or at least help me out in this situation. So they are out there. You just have to look. And I know it's exhausting. I know it's tiring, but honestly, if we collectively say to the physicians out there, to the family, you know, practitioners, you know what, guys, we're not playing this game anymore. I am not going to give you $1 more if you are going to keep throwing pills down my throat. I'm not okay with it. And, you know, the only way to make that change is for us to keep pushing.
Yeah, no, it is. And find the right doctor.
Push on Mark's show and get him in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying like what you should, I'm just saying that you need to find a doctor who, and then you go to them with, like, say, go to the CBD gurus and be like, hey, I'm looking to take these, you know, 3 products. You know, I have high blood pressure or whatever my ailment is. And if they say, well, no, you shouldn't take any of those because cannabis is wrong or whatever the case may be like, okay, bye. Like, I'll go find someone who actually cares about me and not just throwing pills down my throat. So, you know, at least take that proactive approach to it.
Right on.
I just noticed the time, guys. I've got to start getting wrapped up. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow because we get to go long. Lucas, are you sure you're going to be able to hang with us long tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably till 9 my time. So probably for about 30, 40 minutes, I'll be able to, you know, get on and chit-chat it up. So
that means we're going to have to make Kevin join to fill in the gap.
Oh, you get Kevin. Yeah. We just got to pull him away from his lady friend enough to be able to get him on. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Oh my God.
Better yet, let's whatever lady friends are interested in Kevin, we'll get them on the program tomorrow too.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, we're gonna have like a Coliseum battle for Kevin. Jeez, that'll be a sight.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's thecbdgurus.com. Go into MZ Wholesale, that's Mark's area there, and put in the lowercase KRAM CBD. I got 3 good things for free here with the $100 or more order. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Mark, and I hope you're having fun in Puerto Rico.
Oh man, it's a magical place down here. It needs so much and so much corruption and all those things, but it's like anywhere in the world. It's what you make of it with better weather. I like better weather. All right, guys, I appreciate you greatly.
Hey, you guys have a good day, Mark.
Thanks
a lot. Take care.
All right, guys, the CBD gurus joining. I want products, Jennifer and to Kevin. Oh man, he likes to have fun too. You'd like Kevin. Nice cat. All right, guys, I will see you at 7 unless we get some kind of breaking news during the day. Bye, guys.